Alright, good morning everybody. It is Tuesday, January 27th, 2026. We are in the truck. We just finished pre-tripping it. Got to go back in and get some blank forms to load sheet and fuel sheet. And my brain's still frozen. It's cold out. It's -2 this morning. And as you can see, we got a lot of snow, between 12 and 15 inches depending on location, to deal with. And frigid Arctic temperatures. So but we are pre-tripped, put some diesel treat in the tanks. We're gonna fuel mid-shift. She couldn't fuel last night for some reason, so we're gonna run 2 loads and then fuel mid-shift and go from there, I guess. But figured I'd get this video started. This day is gonna be a fun day. It's gonna be a fun week, actually. So we're rolling, heading out to 309. We got to get our first load out of the Tamaqua well, and I'm going to take that down to Fogelsville, and then load number 2 is going to be out there at the well in the woods, as I've been calling it, and that one's going to go down to Lansdale. But the first challenge that we're going to have this morning is if we can get close enough to the building to get the hose hooked up there in Tamaqua, because the neighbor property pushed their snow and piled it up in such a way that it's going to be hard to get lined up close enough to the building to get the hose connected. And I don't know that I'm going to be able to back up the pad if I can't get it lined up going in the right way. So we're going to see how that's going to work. If there's enough room for me to slowly nose toward the building and then cut left at the last possible moment and get on there and get the trailer close enough to hook up. I don't know why they put the pile where they did, and you'll see it when we get there. Look at these snow piles here. We got a lot of snow, like I said, anywhere from 12 to 15 depending on location. I think down here a lot of people were saying it was closer to 15 inches. I got 12 at my house, but some places got more, some places got a little less. But so yeah, that's challenge number 1, is to see how we're gonna do getting this first load onto the trailer. I'm hoping, because they did say about coming up on it backwards, but the hose is curved. The hose is broken in to load it the way we load it. So trying to hook the hose on backwards is going to be a challenge, a big time challenge. So I don't know. I'm hoping that I can get close enough to that building and get that hose hooked up. But I guess we will see when we get there. But yeah, this is going to be a fun week. With all this snow and ice and temperatures that aren't going to go above 15 degrees in most locations. Nothing's going to melt, or not much is going to melt, and it's just going to be a very challenging week outright. Actually, I just thought about it. There may be a few other things I need to do up here, and I may not actually be able to do my normal selfie segment while I'm loading, because I may have to do some hand shoveling here. I don't know. I drove up here and looked at it in the Jeep, but I didn't look at any of the extra work that I might have to do. I'm the first one coming up here since the snowstorm, so I'm kind of the guinea pig, and besides not being able to set up properly, I may have to do some hand shoveling. I'm at least going to have to open up the drain. The drain is probably covered with snow, so I got to open up the drain as best I can. And I may even have to, I may struggle getting the door open. I don't know. I should have tried that when I came up here with the Jeep, but well, we'll see how it all plays out once I get here. And like I said, this is just going to be a fun week, especially today. First day back after the mess and now the cold weather, and today's just going to be a challenge all the way around. Now, let's see. I mean, they opened up this side pretty good. Maybe I will be able to back up. I don't know, but they really cut down our swing room here with this snow pile, and I get it. There's probably not many places to put it, but they kind of messed us up a little bit here. See, where that pile is where I take the truck to try and get squared away on the pad. So I'm gonna have to aim for those trailers there and then try to bring it back, and hopefully the trailer will be in the right spot. If not, then I'm gonna have to see if I can push it back, but I don't know. Well, it looks like I might have been able to get it. I don't know. Well, let's see. I don't think so. I think I'm too far away. I'm gonna hope that I can back up here. I don't know. The snow is kind of dry because of how cold it is, so maybe I'll be able to back up. Yeah, so far so good. All right, well, so far so good. We're hooked up and we're loading. We were able to push it back up the hill a little bit. I did need to go past and push back up, but right now the snow is dry and you kind of get a little traction in it. If it were a wet snow and slushy, it might be a different story, but it just dry, powdery, packed snow down there, and I was able to push it right back up, didn't even break traction. So we're loading up. I didn't need to shovel anything. Whoever cleared the property must have done some hand shoveling. I just kicked some snow away from the sewer, or the drain that's right there by the back of the trailer. But otherwise, they did a good job cleaning up. And even that snow pile, while it was a little bit of a challenge, it wasn't that bad at all. So it looked worse when I was here with the Jeep than it did coming in with the truck. But it still requires a little different approach to get onto the pad. So, but we're loading. And we're going to take this one down to Fogelsville. Then after that, it is the Well in the Woods to Lansdale. All right, we are loaded and we are rolling. And the plow went up and down this road while I was loading, so I guess he's trying to push these bankings back a little bit to make it a little bit wider, because it's a little bit tight coming in here, and then you get two trucks going by each other. If the bankings aren't pushed back, it's going to be even tighter. I'm going to show you the ridge cup. When we climb the ridge cup, that little hill just south of here, there's a rock cut right next to the right lane where they just can't push the snow anymore. Whoa. See, I'm trying to stay right, and I'm dragging the CB antenna off the trees. And nobody's even here, so I don't know why I was over so far, but I'll show you that ridge cup. You lose about half a lane going up that mountain because the shoulder is right there at a rock wall, so they can't push the snow any further to the right than what they did, no matter how hard they try. So it's only like a lane and a half wide at one point going up the ridge cup hill, and I'll show you that then. But all right, so we are just about to climb the ridge cup. We got a couple of little hills and valleys here that are inconsequential until we get to the actual climb. And I don't know, I saw snow laying on the road. I don't know if the plows had tried to push it back a little bit. It blew over and came out into the lanes, but you'll see what I'm talking about. They're trying to push the bankings back, but up here they cannot because of the way the hillside comes right down to the road. So we got to straddle the zipper to come up this hill here, at least until we get past the little rock cut. Now it widens back out a little bit that we can get back over into our lane. So you get a lot of snow and it starts cutting down on road widths and lane widths and stuff. So, and there might be one this weekend yet again. I mean, everybody's probably seen it on social media, but there's gonna be a storm. They just don't know whether it's gonna go out to sea or whether it's gonna come up the coast. So if it comes up the coast, it could put another 1 to 2 feet on top of what we already got. So it's got to be an interesting week of weather model watching and analysis to see whether we get slammed again or if we can skate on by without one. Well, I am going to say one thing real quick here because I don't want to chew up too much video time because we got a long day, is Lehigh County did a infinitely better job of maintaining their roads during and after this snowstorm than did Schuylkill County, because you saw the road conditions up there. They were wet and snow covered in spots, and if you look here, they're clear and almost dry. There is no snow or slush anywhere on the road down here. And as soon as I topped the Blue Mountain and crossed over from Schuylkill County into Lehigh County, the road conditions changed. Coming up the Blue, the Hammer Lane still had snow on it. Coming down the other side, the Hammer Lane going up the mountain out of Lehigh County, the whole road from snow pile to snow pile was completely dry. So it's strange how it's all PennDOT, but yet one county does a better job than another. I don't know how that works. You'd think there'd be standard protocols, but I guess not. All right, well, we are hooked up, but it's one at a time, and one of the pumps is frozen. We're down to 3 pumps because one was damaged, and now one of them is frozen, so we've only got 2 pumps to work with, and we're unloading one at a time. So guy next to me is unloading right now, and then once he's done, then I'll be able to unload. So a slight little bit of a delay down here, but not too bad. But I'm gonna go use the restroom and go sit back in the truck. It's way too cold to stand outside today. All right, empty. 11:38, just like I figured. It takes 20 minutes to unload. Once you push that start button, I knew we'd be leaving here by 11:40, and we exactly are. So now we got to go up to the well in the woods and get one for Lansdale. Be interesting to see what that road is like going in there. And I don't know, supposedly it's supposed to get windy later on today, but as of right now, it really isn't that windy down here. It's just plenty cold, too cold to stand outside. You can come back and sit in the truck and wait for the truck to empty out, but it hasn't gotten windy yet. And then once the wind ramps up, this powdery snow is going to start blowing around if it ramps up. Like I said, that's kind of the forecast. 25 to 30 mile an hour wind gusts possible today, but so far I haven't seen it yet. Hopefully we don't need drifting snow. What we got is bad enough. Is just keep it in the fields where it belongs. But I don't know. I'll have to see. But it did get overcast. We had some sun this morning, but now it got overcast, which that was in the forecast. Might even see some flurries, but any possible melting from sunlight is pretty much done now. So what you see is what you got. You're not going to really get any melting unless PennDOT keeps dumping salt in certain areas to try and melt it down. But otherwise, it just didn't go to melt. So we will see. At least for now, the truck is nice and warm. Now we make our way out to the industrial park, back to 100 and up the way we normally go. So we'll talk to you when we get up there and see how that road is back to the well. It ought to be, it's probably going to be a little tight unless the township was back there pushing the bankings back further. So we will see. All right, well, we're here at our turn. Let's see how this road's going to be. This is the one I'm going to have concerns with drifting shut if we get any kind of big wind. This is going to be fun getting out of here because I got to make the right turn here on that snow, or some of that snow. All right, well, some of the road is wet, some of the road is white. I have to see how it is down there at the well. From what I heard, it's not that bad. whoever cleaned up this well did a pretty good job. Well, whoever cleaned up the other one didn't do a bad job either. I really don't have any complaints, so we were able to get in there and do what we needed to do without really any problem. So, but yeah, it's gonna be interesting if we start ramping up some winds. What's gonna happen? All that snow that's in that field to our right, you can see it kind of blew off onto the road already as it is, and we haven't even had any winds yet. So it's gonna be interesting later on if the winds ramp up. I'd say the township did a pretty good job on this road, really. I mean, it's nothing more than a back country lane. All things considered, they got it down almost to the pavement. You can't complain about that. Let's see what this place is like. Ah, nobody's here. Good. Good. Still bumpy. You'd think that the snow would smooth it out a little bit, but it's still bumpy. Not smoothed out. Alright. Now these snow piles ought to be pretty big back here. They look like they are. Let's see if it cut down on our turning room, or if they got it over as far as they could. It looks like they did. Let them buckle here. Give us a little more wiggle room. Oh, let's see, what do we got? I'm trying to get close there. Ah, yeah, we can do it. We can do it. And we'll be able to take the one we like, which is the one, once we start backing up, it's the one on our right side. That's the one I like to load off of if I can. All right, push her back, push her back. Wonder if I can see the edge of the pad, where the concrete pad ends and where the black stones begin, because that's about where I need to put myself. I'm a little bit too far to the right. I need to move it left just a little bit. There we go. There we go. Yeah, I can kind of see where it's at. Right there, I believe, is gonna be good. Yeehaw! Yeah, this is what we get to walk on. Yeah, fun stuff this winter time water hauling, huh? You see what we had to walk on there, just a solid layer of ice that is probably about 1.5 to 2 inches thick. Even if you threw salt on that, it wouldn't do any good. The salt would eat into the ice and not actually melt it down. So yeah, there's a bit of a hazard involved in doing this job, just walking on the pads here and hooking up and unhooking. But I've become sort of an expert. I slipped there, but I've become sort of an expert at walking on ice, and I do pretty good at it, as probably most of us have. So. But she sure is slick. I'd like to try those ice cleats that you can strap on your shoes, but I don't know what they're like to drive with them, if they make it feel funny on the gas pedal and the brake pedal. You know, I get them and use them, but I'm not going to put them on and take them off every time I get in the truck to drive it. So, all right, so we're loaded, we're coming out, and let's see if I can keep these drive tires on some wet pavement as opposed to white pavement, but we're probably going to drag this trailer through a little bit of snow here. Now, where's this plow driver going to go? I hope he doesn't want to come straight across. Let's see what he's going to do here. Yep, he is. I want to swing it. Boy, now something else coming down here. There's nobody here out in the rural countryside. He probably wants to come straight too. Let's hope nothing's coming so that I can swing this out without stopping. Yeah, we can. All right, that's good. Everybody wants to go straight there, and I need to, yeah, we're dragging it through some snow. I knew we would. Yep. The plow wanted to go straight. That van wanted to go straight. But I needed to take it left so I could make that turn, and I still drug the trailer through the snow. Well. We did it. And we didn't break any traction. Thank goodness we didn't have to stop. That might have made things just a little bit more difficult. But I wanted to get fuel before I came out here to load, and I forgot. But I need to get it for a reason I'll tell you about in a little while. But thank goodness I forgot, because before I finished loading, another truck came in. And just as I was leaving, another truck came in. So if I would have taken 20 minutes or so to load to fuel, I might have got out there after both those trucks, and then I'd be sitting there for over an hour waiting for my turn to load. So, all right, fixing to get off the pike here at the Lansdale exit. The sign says Harleysville, Culpville, but the exit is named the Lansdale exit. So they got a lot of snow down here, as you can see, just as much as we got up there the way it looks, but I think they had a little more sleet in it. Now let's see, now that we slowed down, we might be able to get this window completely clean for you. No, it's still leaving that streak. Well, that's a little bit better. Tough to keep them clean when there's so much salt on the roads. But we're trying. So yeah, they got pretty much snow down here too, the way it looks, the way it's piled up on this bridge overpass along that wall. Maybe not quite as much as we got, because like I said, they had a little bit more sleet mixture down here. We had some too, but they had more. But they still got a pretty substantial storm, just like we did. Everybody did, really. I mean, the whole eastern, probably almost half of the country had a storm of some sort, whether it was freezing rain or sleet or snow or a mixture, and it was just bad everywhere. It doesn't look like I'm going to be able to use my Job Johnny anymore. I guess I'm just going to have to take the walk at the plant and use the one there. They piled up snow around it. Kind of out of commission for a while. All right, well, this traffic light up here is our turn, and you can see we lost some room on main drag. Where's that guy going? I want him to go ahead of me, although maybe it would be better if he does go behind me. I don't know. This isn't going to be good. He come out of there, and now he wants to make a right, or the left. I'm going to let him go. I'm going to let him go. Because I got to back in off this street, as you all know. And it's going to be tighter than it was before. And this guy's up past the stop line. We had to drag it through the snow. This is going to be fun here now. Let's see, nobody's coming at us though, so that's a good thing. Oh, we got one coming. He's gonna pass me, I know he is. Yep. Some of them will sit back and wait because they know what we're gonna do, but some of them won't. Ooh. Try and hurry this up. I'm grabbing more brake than I'd like. Not too bad though, not too bad. Really no traffic. snow piles aren't a major problem. And the trailers are even fairly clean. I thought I'd have to clean them off. I brought a shovel because I thought I was going to have to clean the trailer that I was picking up off. We're doing good. We are doing good. Just had to catch sight of the driver's side of the trailer. Didn't want to clip the other one. We're gonna have to reposition, I believe, but I think we're gonna have to get it closer to the one we're parking next to. Somewhat. Let's see. Trying to see where that yellow line is. I don't know if there is one, but we got to get it closer to that trailer. Oh, there's the yellow line finally. Boy, I gotta watch. These people park these cars right here by the edge. One of these days, one of us gonna pick them off. They should leave this park. Now that we moved the trailers to the right a little bit, they should make that spot there where that black car is no parking zone. One of these days, we're gonna pick one off. All right. Looks like we are where we need to be. All right, as usual, we are dropped and hooked, and we're just over here taking a 5-minute break, and we're gonna get out of here. Pre-trip the truck, everything's good. We're empty, and we're gonna roll. I was worried about getting the one to its left because that one needs to go out to the tank wash. But they're still unloading it, so somebody tonight will probably have to take it out to the tank wash, or if I get down here tomorrow at the right time, then I'll take it to the tank wash. But right now they're unloading it, so I've got one that's still got a good wash ticket, so we are going to be heading all the way up to Tamaqua again and grabbing the load that's going to go to the Hazelton plant this time. So we'll get to see a bit of a ride. Boy, it's so cold I can't talk. We're gonna get to see a bit of a variety today. So we're getting ready here to leave in a few minutes, and then we'll talk to you going up the line. All right, back up here in Allentown. Got off the turnpike, back on the 22. Gonna come down here, merge on the 78. Only be on 78 a little bit, and jump right off, go up 100, 309 to Tamaqua, get that third load of water. So, see how we do time-wise. As long as we don't get behind any snow plows or anybody going super slow up 100 or 309, we should do all right. Said this morning when I got behind that tractor, is the one thing you got to watch for right now is slow moving snow plows, because you see they still need to push this shoulder back a little bit here. I mean, they can only push it so much, but it's going to need to be pushed back just a little more. So the snow plows are still going to be out and about and around trying to clean up. They got the main roads all, oh wow, look at that dude, crazy stuff. They got the main roads all open, but now they just got to start pushing back bankings and getting shoulders and breakdown lanes a little more open, and trying to get some of the snow off the road and onto the grassy areas so that when it does melt, you don't have too much runoff coming out onto the roads. I think that's one of the things they try to avoid, is having all kinds of runoff. So over the course of the week, the plows will still be out trying to push some of this stuff. Here they can't. This is about all they can do here because the guardrail's so close to the lane. But where they can push it back, they'll usually push it back. off here and see how we do going northbound. Hopefully we don't have any slow-moving roadblocks to contend with. Now, a lot of times I come off this ramp, and for some reason, I don't know how it times out the way it does, but I come off this ramp and that light up there is actually green, and I get through it, come right off the ramp and right into a green light, but not today. Sometimes it works and sometimes it don't. Today it didn't work. But anyway, onward, upward. We will talk to you up at the well while we're loading again. All right, so we're here loading up the one that's going up to Hazelton, and as you can see in that little 10-minute clip, it has a problem. I don't know, this is what happens if they hit these things with torches to try and get them open, is they melt the seals in the gaskets inside of there, and that might be why it's leaking the way it is behind that big nut. But that's too much. I just called my dispatcher. We're going to take this one up to Hazelton. We're going to unload it, and then we're going to take it back to the shop, because what's going to happen is it leaking like that while we're loading. It won't leak while we're transporting, but it's just with these cold temperatures, it's going to go below zero tonight on the night shift lady, and she might end up having a problem with it. So we're going to try and get it fixed for her before she goes out. So we're going to drop that fourth load. I already talked to the dispatcher about it. Get rid of this one and take it back to the shop. So we'll talk to you probably going through Tamaqua. We'll show you the snow removal efforts that they did up there, or lack thereof. That street going through there is pretty interesting. I wouldn't want to live on it with the way they had to shovel snow out to park their cars. But all right, we'll talk to you later. All right, somebody pushed the walk light, so we had to wait for that. But they pushed the button for the walk light, and then they don't wait for the walk light, and now we're sitting here with nobody crossing the street. So now normally there is parking on both sides of this street. Actually, there's only one car up here parked right now, as you can see. Nobody's going to park on this street. We're going to get every light in town red today. Nobody's going to park on this street except for these two cars here, and you can see how they had to dig themselves an alcove to park in. But this street up here, a lot of people were digging out yesterday, so you'll see how bad it is for these poor folks to park. And now what's going on? This light don't normally hang this long. There we go. That's because I'm recording. If I wasn't recording, I'd have got every light green through town. Basically, this is a two-way street, and you can park on both sides of it, but it's kind of like cut down to a lane and a half. Look at some of these cars are just buried, like this one here that wasn't cleaned off yet. That one over there. And you can see the little alcoves that people shoveled out for themselves. And a lot of places aren't shoveled out. A lot of cars aren't shoveled out yet either. These people are buried. I don't know if they give up and wait till spring or what, but look at them all. They got a job ahead of them, those that haven't done it already. The ones that were doing it yesterday had quite a job digging theirs out. But see, it's only like a lane and a half wide through here. Pretty interesting, and the river's almost frozen over there to our right too. That doesn't usually happen too often. So, all right, we're through town, and we'll see how it is up there in Hazelton when we get there. Well, I said that it looked like it was going to snow, and we are up here in Hazelton on the Can-Do Expressway 924, and it is. It's snowing like really fine pixie dust, but you can see that the visibility is a little limited, and It seems like looking out there to the west, it may be getting just a little bit heavier, and might even be somewhat sticking to the pavement, which of course it would, because it's only 15 degrees up here. So even the road salt that was put down isn't going to help it. So yeah, it is starting to stick. I can see it. It's getting white here on the street a little bit. So hopefully we don't have a repeat performance of about a month ago when I had that van and we had that blinding blizzard snow squall up here. Hopefully you don't get a repeat of that, but yeah, definitely sticking here. It is not accumulating, it's sticking. So actually the truck says it's 14 degrees. It reads high. I bet it might not even be that high. But the further from the interstate we go, the wider the road gets. And you can see where the tire tracks are. But we're almost at a customer, and get in there and get this unloaded and then get it back to the shop so they can fix it before my night shift partner comes out tonight. All right, so unloading here in Hazelton. They back dragged the unloading pad nice, but they didn't shovel anything around these troughs where the hoses are stored. So I had to climb up onto that snowbank to get the hose out. And I slipped and sliding all over the place. Now I brought a little shovel that I was going to use to shovel the fenders off down Lansdale. I think I'm going to get it out and try to shovel some of that snow away once I'm done talking to you guys. And you can see it's snowing here. What a day. I did say it looked like it was going to snow, so it did. I wonder if this is the cold front that's going to usher in those strong winds that I was telling you about and reinforce the cold air, because it's supposed to go down to like 5 below zero the next 3 nights. So I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, sunny start, then cloudy, then sunny, then cloudy, and now up here snow. So, but anyway, we're unloading, and I'm going to try and push some of that snow away back there, and then I got to head back to the shop to get this trailer fixed. All right, so we are empty. We're back on the interstate here, and take a look at the road conditions. The whole time I unloaded, it was snowing, and when we were going in there, it was just like kind of slowly starting to get wet, but now it's starting to accumulate on everything, including 81 here. We're headed back to the shop, and I'll tell you what, this is a slick snow. I think because it kind of got wet first when it hit the salty pavement, and as it started getting heavier, it started overcoming that salt, and now it's sticking and accumulating, and it's super slick. I'm just taking steady and easy on the pedal, and every once in a while I can feel the back end kind of shifting around on me. So we're just taking her nice and easy, and hopefully when we get down off this mountain down in the hometown in Tamaqua, it stops doing this. This was not expected today. They said it might get cloudy, which it did, and then the sun started coming out there in Nutripoli, and thought that we were going to be sunny and clear the rest of the night, only to get up here and end up in a snow squall. So I don't know. Seems like this winter it just wants to snow. So, but anyway, we'll be taking her easy, and we'll try to talk to you at the shop before we leave. Like I said, the mechanics have to fix that valve on this trailer, so I don't know if I'll get a chance to talk to you at the shop or not. So we'll try. But anyway, we will talk to you later. Alright, so we're back at the shop. He's outside changing that water valve that was leaking, because we got 3 dump buckets in here. When it's cold out, the dump buckets have to be inside or they will freeze solid. So they don't come back out until tomorrow morning when the drivers get in them, and they have body heat. You know, they have exhaust heat that runs down the body, but if you park here at night and leave it sit without the truck running, those loads are going to freeze in there and they won't get them out. So they got to park the cold loads inside the shop at night, and so he's doing work outside in the cold, but he's working on it, and we're going to get going here in a little bit. Maybe we'll hang around till he's done and park the truck, but that's it for this week's video. We'll talk to you in the next one, probably Thursday.